Hello everyone, welcome to this new series called Healthy Living by Healthify Me. In this new series, we will be looking at how you can maintain a healthy lifestyle using food as an important tool. In the first episode, we will be looking at how one can reduce weight using a non-vegetarian diet. I have with me Parul Dubey, a senior nutritionist at Healthify Me. And Parul will be talking about how one can reduce weight using a non-vegetarian diet. Welcome to the show, Parul, and we are happy to have you here.
Thanks, Sandeep. Thanks for having me.
So people usually believe that weight loss can happen through workout. But is it possible through a diet?
That's a really good question, Sandeep. First, I would like to just clear that diet is a very misused word and misconstrued word. So, diet actually, when people hear that word, they think, oh, we should starve ourselves. But actually, what we should say is a modified food plan. That is a better, understanding of what we're trying to achieve through food. And yes, of course, it's very much possible to lose weight through an appropriate, suitable diet for your age, for your professional day, and how much you work out. Everything has to be looked at. So through diet, what we believe at least nutritionists, that it is 80% diet and 20% workout.
So that's a really good thought to begin with, that weight loss is 80% diet and 20% workout. So could you tell us what should be included in this non-vegetarian diet?
That's a really good question, Sandeep, because many people have different takes on what is a non-vegetarian diet, which is good and healthy, giving all the nutrients. So we definitely would like lean meats because we're talking about non-vegetarians. So chicken and fish, definitely, eggs, and including legumes because we need both types of protein. So definitely some legumes, lentils, your nuts and seeds, fruits, and a good amount of your green leafy vegetables.
So Parul, could you tell us how exactly should one approach this process of weight loss? And are there any modifications that need to be done in their lifestyle to achieve this?
Sure. So first and foremost, the approach has to be in a very steady manner. There should not be, one who's going head in first. It should be in a stepwise process. And what we recommend is 2 kgs of weight loss per month. That is what we would like to see. And so over a period of 6 months, you can very comfortably lose 12 kgs. So if you keep it to 2 kgs, which is, if you break it down per week, 4 weeks in a month, 500 grams per week will result in a 2 kg weight loss. And to achieve the 2 kg weight loss, you need to modify key things in your lifestyle. First and foremost, you need to increase, your fiber intake and ensure that you're having your lean meats because you are more inclined to non-vegetarian foods. So steer away from your processed meats like your salami, your sausages, and they have a lot of salt, and their curing process that goes into it has quite a lot of fat. You can see the marbling of the meat, the white part. So stay away from those meats as much as possible and come more towards your chicken, which is your chicken breast, or you can have your drumsticks along with a good amount of roasted vegetables. And you can also opt for fish, lean fish or fatty fish like salmon, trout, sardines. Sardines on toast is a great idea. And of course go for eggs. So these 3 should be your highlight where you're getting your good amount of proteins and from your non-vegetarian sources. And of course, don't forget that you do need to, if you are a sedentary individual, you need to pick up on about a 20-minute walk before your day starts. And even a leisure walk post dinner is very, very much recommended because people, they just sit on the couch after dinner and they watch TV, and then, it's just like, so one leisure walk maybe for 10 minutes.
I can say even I'm guilty of doing that.
Is it? Okay. But I mean, if you are, quite active during the day and you're not sitting in front of the computer, then it is acceptable. But whole day, if you're in front of the computer, you've not been active, then in segments over the course of the day, 20 minute, 20 minute, 20 minute. You can do 3 times to make it a 1 hour.
I think this becomes very relevant, especially when people are working from home nowadays.
Correct. So before you start your day, before you start your professional day, to something, like after chai time, where you can go for a nice refreshing walk, and then something in the evening which will also be counted. So you're getting in those steps, and I think a 1 hour walk will give you about maybe 7,000 to 8,000 steps, also make it brisk. And of course the modification from the food side, where you're steering away from your packaged foods, from your salty foods, sugary foods, and keeping it to fresh fruit, vegetables, lentils, legumes, and your lean meats.
Alright, that's really good to hear from you, Parul.
Yeah.
I think the key now becomes that sustainable weight loss is the way to go forward.
Absolutely.
And we are looking at something wherein I think everyone should target a weight loss of 2 kgs per month.
That's true.
And I think the key thing here for non-vegetarians is to choose lean meat over processed meat. And
Very correct.
And also make sure that one is having enough exercises and breaking the routine of sitting for long, to aid in this weight loss process.
Absolutely, and not forgetting that we need to pair our proteins correctly. So it should not only be, of course, non-vegetarians can have legumes also, and lentils, and we have good amount of nuts and seeds. So there should be a good balance of your proteins coming from various food sources.
Okay. I think that's another good point that we should note.
Yes.
That just because someone has a non-vegetarian diet doesn't mean that you always eat meat.
Correct.
Right? So you can balance it out with vegetarian sources of protein as well.
Very correct. True. Absolutely.
So Parul, can you please explain about this modified food plan to lose weight?
Sure. Should I do a morning to night? What all are the different options that would really help with the weight loss?
So I think yes, our viewers would also want to know how they can plan their food intake throughout the day.
Sure. So we definitely recommend starting your day with a detox drink. A detox drink could be your apple cider vinegar with your lemon and honey, or it could be even your lemon cinnamon, simple lemon cinnamon water. You could do a jeera water. You could add some haldi to that to give it your wonderful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant power.
I think this is something very new to me.
Is it?
Especially when I start eating, or my first meal is my breakfast.
Oh, okay. Breakfast, yeah, no one should miss breakfast. But if you really wanted to enhance and improve your metabolism for the day, so what is metabolism? Metabolism is your body's capacity to burn calories.
Okay.
If you want to amp that, really, give it that nice little bit of a push, you need to start your day with a detox drink.
And when is this supposed to,
On waking, within half an hour of waking, you can put on a pot of boiling water. You can add tulsi leaves, mint, ginger, 1 teaspoon of turmeric. You can even add 1 teaspoon of jeera seeds, cumin seeds, and let it boil, let it simmer down to a little bit of a thicker consistency, and then you can drink it. So that's really got all the lovely essence, and the antioxidant power that your body needs for the day. And it keeps you going.
So I think the first suggestion is to start your day with a detox drink.
Yes, that's definitely a very, very strong recommendation. After that, if you are quite, you've got some hunger because you've, had a good sleep and you're feeling hungry, go for a fruit. So have an lychee banana or guava, or you can even have an orange, a mandarin, and then do a walk. 20 minutes of walk.
So this will be the pre-breakfast snack.
Like a pre-breakfast snack or a pre-workout, as we say, like before you head for your morning workout, you can have a small banana and also badam. You can also have 4 to 5, overnight soaked almonds or badam. Many people would like to add some raisins or dates to that because it gives you that iron power and lots of wonderful, micronutrients that you get from dry fruit. So maybe 2 dates, 5 badam, you can add to the banana, the fruit that you're having, and then head for a 20-minute walk or go for a cycle ride. It's great.
Okay.
So
I think what we understand here is that you start your day with a detox drink,
Yes.
and then for those of you who are going, especially to the gym to work out, or you are working out at home, so you can have a pre-breakfast snack. This is like a pre-workout snack,
Pre-workout.
and it can include a fruit and also add in some dry fruits, to push that.
Give that power. You need, your body needs. It's been sleeping for 8 hours. You've not really fed it anything. So when you wake up, it needs those lovely micronutrients. It needs just the right amount of sugar to start its metabolism, start the day. So
This is like kickstarting.
like a kickstart. Perfect. Yes.
Alright. And yes, so now that the detox drink and the pre-breakfast snack is done, I think we'll move into the first meal of the day, which is the breakfast.
Breakfast, most important meal of the day, and we want you to try and make it protein rich. Okay. Protein rich meal. Of course, we can always go for an egg. Like you can do an egg omelette. So go for 3 eggs. In the 3 eggs, have one which is a full egg with the yolk, and the other 2 eggs keep it to egg white.
Okay.
And you can team it up with a whole grain toast, and you can have some peanut butter on the toast. You can have a glass of milk with that. Or if you would like to, add more hummus, or you can go for hunkered or make it a smoothie. It's your choice. But remember that you need to have a good protein-rich start to your day.
Alright. And I think the breakfast being the most important meal in the day, so it plays a very vital role, I think, in giving the nutrients to the body.
Absolutely, absolutely. You should not skip your breakfast
Okay.
unless and until you are on a very special diet like intermittent fasting, where you have to start, with your lunch. Then it's a different thing. But I'm saying in general, breakfast is something. It's a powerhouse and will get your body going and giving it that boost for the day.
I
Of
think this is something that many of us might be guilty of doing at some point or the other. That is, we skip our breakfast and directly do a brunch or a lunch, early lunch.
On a Sunday, maybe when you're sleeping late into the day, yeah. So that's once in a while it is acceptable, but not on a daily basis. If you want to follow something that is sustainable, so we are looking at building good habits which we can do even 10 years from now.
Okay.
You should not
So
try.
I think the key point here is that breakfast is the most important meal in the day, and I think we should give it that
Emphasis.
importance to the breakfast. And for non-vegetarians who would like to add some meat into their breakfast, is that a good suggestion, or should they wait for either the lunch or the dinner to have meat?
Well, you can have your meat in the morning in the form of a tuna-based sandwich if
Okay.
you're keen on that. But definitely avoid the processed meat like your sausages, your salami, they have a lot of salt, they have unnecessary amount of saturated fats. So we would steer clear away from those. And I know English breakfast has your sausages with your sunny side up, but it's it's cholesterol rich. So we would like to keep it simple. You can definitely have tuna, which is from a can in water, which is preserved in water. You can make yourself a spread, or you can have avocado on the side along with some tuna. So or you can do sardines or mushroom on toast, something like that. That would definitely be preferable.
Alright. So I think keeping your breakfast option mostly limited to either eggs or tuna. I think that is the key suggestion here.
Sure.
So now that we have looked at the breakfast option, I think the next thing that comes up is the mid-morning snack. So this is something that people usually have before the lunch. So how should one plan this particular snack?
Very correct, Sandeep. Yeah, for a mid-morning snack, we want to keep it light and still very dense in nutrients. Because we don't want to overeat at lunch, so we try and have a little bit of something small so that our lunch also is balanced. Mid-morning snack, we would recommend a glass of buttermilk, or you can have some coconut water with the malai. You can even have a fruit, a seasonal fruit, which is very, very good because you are getting those vitamins and minerals. Or you can even opt for example, if you're feeling a little bit quite hungry, you can go for a bowl of oats. You can even try, a green chutney sandwich. Okay, some people they have good appetite, so even a small green chutney sandwich does the trick.
Okay. And what should be the portion size of this mid-morning snack? Is this something that I think ideally we should keep this light?
We
right?
should keep it light, not too heavy, and some, like for example a fruit. We say something that fits comfortably in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
A coconut water, we would like you to have the entire coconut water because it's so rich in minerals. And buttermilk, 1 glass. So each one has its own portion. Yeah.
And I think there will always be some people or some set of the audience who would typically not have any snacks in between their main meals. So is that also something, is that a good option as well?
That is also fine, as
Okay.
long as you're not landing up eating too much at lunch.
Okay.
If you're happy with 3 meals in the day without the 2 snacks, it's very, very good. I mean, it's more than
Okay.
no.
So I think yes. So for those of you who are more accustomed to eating 3 meals a day, I think that is also a good choice for you. But for those of you who would want to have a snack, I think mid-morning snack, you can have something that is light and at the same time which is enriched with nutrients.
Correct. Correct.
So I think now let us move into the big meal of the day, which is the lunch.
Lunch.
So could you tell us how can non-vegetarians plan their lunch option, and in such a way that keeping the weight loss in mind, and how exactly should one plan for this important meal of the day?
So let me give you something in perspective. Now we all know what a thali looks like. All right, we have maybe rice or roti or puris in the center, and then we have small katoris, lined on the periphery where you have your maybe 2 types of vegetable and dal and maybe a small sweet with dahi or raita. Now I want you to inverse that.
Okay.
Alright, I want that pile of rice or those rotis to go in those small little katoris and have the protein as the hero of your dish. So the protein will be, of course, your fish fillet, or it could be your chicken breast, or it could be a good amount of mix and match of your seafood. You may have other types of seafood. You could go for your shrimp or crabs or something of that choice. And keep your carbohydrates, which is the rice, the roti and the puris, to a smaller size on the side. And of course have a good amount of your salad pairing with that protein. So
I think this is something very new for people to learn. Especially, I think even me, I have a very big portion of either rice or roti,
which is natural and very common.
So I think this is one of the key things that would help in aiding that weight loss.
Weight loss, correct. So we just reverse the picture. The center should be actually, the focus should be the protein, and the side can be your salad, which is your fiber, and the remainder, a little bit, 1/4 of your plate can be your carbohydrates. So brown rice, or you can go for sweet potato. Those are the better options. Or you can also try your millets. So you can have your jowar or your bajra or your foxtail millet as a small katori of it. Quinoa, all these are better options.
So I think this is a very interesting thing to learn.
Yes.
That you inverse the traditional thali, wherein you limit the amount of carbohydrate that you intake, so that I think this directly reduces the amount of carbohydrate that is converted into sugar.
Very correct. Yes.
Alright. Okay. I think very good to know about this. And I think a small question that I have.
Yes.
So typically, let's say a non-vegetarian diet when we're talking about lunch. So I also think that not everyone would be having meat across all these 7 days in a week, right? So again, what is your suggestion about, if typically someone wants to lose weight,
yes,
how many times should they consume meat? And is this also correlated to gaining weight, or how does it come in this picture?
Excellent question. So thinking about like what's the frequency of intake? We definitely don't want to go overboard with the meats. As I said in the first part, we want to have a balance of protein from the legumes, lentils, and the non-veg sources. So your intake can be once a day also is fine. Many people who would rather look at your non-veg source as the main energy provider, they do go for twice a day. But generally speaking, once a day or even alternate days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can do some kind of a non-veg dish, and Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays keep it a vegetarian fare, which also will suit the purpose.
I think yes. So for those of you who are watching this video, I feel that the option is left to you. So you can experiment and
Absolutely.
see how many times works out best for your body type
And financial budget.
Yes, I think yes. So now that we have come to understand, so many things about how one can plan their lunch option. All right. So could you tell us what else is going to come up in the day of this?
So mostly
food plan?
like after lunch, you have a small snack chai time, as we say, 4:35 p.m. of the day. All of us need a little breather, a little rest. So at that point of time, you can have other options very similar to mid-morning snack. You
Okay.
can have a lovely tea. Go for a fruit. Fruit is a good option. Nuts,
Okay.
walnuts. Walnuts, having mixed nuts. I mean, a fistful of mixed nuts is very, very good for your entire day's metabolism. So having some walnuts, maybe two, and then going for your cashews, maybe 2 or 3. So just keep it to a very small number, but have a good mix of it.
All right.
And also you can go for your seasonal fruit, as I mentioned, and along with that any kind of a herbal infusion tea, and steer away from the packet biscuits
Okay.
and chips. All those are not considered nutrient dense. So try and keep it more to your nuts, seeds.
Okay. So I think again, very similar to the mid-morning snack.
Yes.
We have to look at those foods that are nutrient dense.
Correct.
So now that we have looked at this evening snack, I think one is done with the lunch and then the evening snack.
Correct.
So the next meal, and I feel the last meal in the day, is the dinner.
Yes.
So how do we plan this last meal?
The last meal should be the lightest meal.
Okay.
Because as we all know, we are following the pattern of the sun. And 6:37, the sun sets.
Okay.
That is when all your organs also rest. They come to rest. And if you're going to throw a lot of calories, a lot of food at it at this point, then it's just going to store it as fat. So
Okay.
try and keep to a soup or a salad, but make sure you're adding, a few cubes, maybe 6 to 7 cubes of paneer in your salad. Make it lettuce based, or you can go for your collards or kale, or just keep it to you can have a small whole wheat pasta, few of those fusilli pastas along with your chicken strips or your paneer, or you can even add legumes like your
Okay.
chickpeas or your red kidney beans, your rajma, to add that wonderful protein. So again, making sure protein is the hero of your meal.
Okay. So I think again we have learned a lot about the importance of protein in the overall food plan, right? So
Yes.
to lose weight. And here when we are looking at dinner, so you are suggesting that we keep it light
Light.
and
A soup also, sorry to interrupt, but a soup also where it's got the broth of a lemongrass based, you're adding a lot of vegetables in your broth, you're getting all those wonderful minerals and vitamins from that broth, and you can have some tofu in it also. Like when you go to a Chinese restaurant, you have those nice light soups, but they're very filling, because they do have the vegetable component, and they have some tofu, or they could have some chicken or wontons. So on those lines, keep it light, your dinner, but make sure there is some protein going in.
So I think the what the viewers should take from this dinner plan
Yes.
is that you keep it light, maybe a portion of soup or a salad,
Correct.
and make sure to include a lot of protein into this.
Correct.
So I think yes, it is really good to speak to you to understand all of these various ways of planning the various meals throughout the entire day.
I'm glad.
And so now that we have come to dinner,
Yes.
so I think one question people might have is that typically, many of us have this habit of having a dessert, post dinner.
Yeah.
So is this something that again, is this something that can be done, or is this a strict no?
Actually, we would prefer you to not indulge in any desserts.
Okay.
Monday to Friday, you should be disciplined. And if you have a sweet tooth, like my dad, yeah, he has a sweet tooth, we would opt for maybe one date, or just to have that little bit of sweetness.
Okay.
Maybe you can even try, for example, few raisins. They will.
So what about a big bowl of ice cream?
Big bowl of ice cream is a lot of sugar, unwanted, unrequired, not required. So that you could do once in 2 weeks. Not a big bowl, a small portion controlled, amount of ice cream. But we definitely don't want you to stay away from your favorite foods for too long, because after you're done with the 2 kg over the 6 months, 12 kgs down, and then you're just indulging in your favorite food. So we want to keep it sustainable. So yes, we do say go ahead, have a treat food, and keep the frequency low.
And I think this is something that would take a lot of discipline, right,
Yes.
to begin with.
Yes.
So especially for those of you, I think, including me, who have a sweet tooth and who have this habit of having a dessert, either ice cream or some sweets after dinner. Okay, so we should limit that probably to once a week, or best to once in 2 weeks.
Once in 2 weeks is preferable, but
Okay.
once in a week, so you have to take it slowly. That's why I said, steady weight loss. So if you're ice cream consumer every day of the week, then I would say having it once a week is a big step. And if you're generally having ice cream once a week, then having ice cream once in 2 weeks is a big step. So taking it slow and trying to
What
build
about a small hack that I can think of? What
What's
about
that?
sugar-free ice cream?
sugar-free
Is this
ice
something
cream.
that we can have?
Sugar-free ice cream, a sorbet, still we would not really recommend. But if you want to
I
keep
think it's
it
the lesser
small,
of the two
yeah,
evils.
exactly. So, but always remember, moderation is key, and always control your portions. Control your portions. Smaller bowl compared to what you used to have, and you're still getting that mental satisfaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think yes. So for all of you who are thinking about this, so I think small hack that I can think of is, if you're someone who has a sweet tooth and really likes to eat an ice cream, so you can probably switch to a sugar-free ice cream or a sorbet, and try to again limit the portion size here.
Limit the portion size. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Parul, for coming on this first episode of Healthy Living and telling our viewers how they can plan their non-vegetarian diet to reduce weight. I think it was really wonderful speaking to you. So I hope that this helps people to lose weight and gain a healthy lifestyle. So thank you again for coming on this show.
Most welcome. My absolute pleasure.
Alright. And that brings us to the end of the first episode of Healthy Living by Healthify Me. I'm sure all of you might be wondering, so that now that we have covered how one can lose weight using a non-vegetarian diet, the obvious question is, how can one lose weight using a vegetarian diet? And for vegetarians, including me, I think this is something that all of us are looking forward to. So I will meet you again on the second episode of Healthy Living by Healthify Me, wherein we'll look at how one can lose weight using a vegetarian diet. So do like this video if you learned something new. You can share this video with your friends, family and your loved ones, and you can also save this video in your own personal playlist so that you can come back and watch this video anytime. So chat with our coaches on WhatsApp today. Connect with Healthify Me's top nutritionists and trainers from the comfort of your phone. Click the link in the description below and start your consultation now. So let us know in the comments below if we missed out on anything, or if you have any suggestions to add to this video on weight loss diet plan for non-vegetarians. If you have not yet subscribed to or followed Healthify Me, go ahead and click on the subscribe or follow button. If you are on YouTube, click on the bell icon to stay tuned for more videos from Healthify Me. Thank you very much for watching.